Good morning. My name is Sam Obafemi. I'm here again, as always. How have you been this week? Today is the midweek of this week, and it's gracious and glorious. I have been inspired in the last 24 hours to talk about resilience and grit. I don't know why this keeps coming to my mind, but I think someone needs to be inspired this morning. So the topic of my talk this morning is, if you are resilient, the world will hear your name. So I'm talking about resilience and grit. Grit is Grit, the ability to persevere and stay true to your cause. What is resilience? Resilience is the same as grit, ability to stay on course, pursuing what you believe in and completing it to its logical end. So if you like to join me and support this video, please share as you watch. Please share as you watch. Thank you, Soji. Nothing do you. So, grit and resilience. I want to ensure that you are with me. Kindly drop a comment. Kindly share this video as I encourage you this morning to be full of grit and resilience. One of the major lessons I have learned in my life is the ability to stay on course, what you believe in. But I want to share with you the secrets to being full of grit and resilience. You see, without grit and resilience, you cannot go far. Life rewards you for only the sacrifices you've made. Life will reward you for just the capacity to stay. There's a place in the Bible that says, he that puts his hands on the plow and looks back is not fit for the prize or for the kingdom, if you look at it that way. It means that when you put your hand on something and you believe in it, stay on it. Give it the best shot you can get. And it's in giving it the best shot that you're able to get the returns and the results from it. You have a passion, you have a calling, you have a purpose, whatever it is that you do. If you believe in it, give it everything. It is self-sabotage to do something half-heartedly. When you go into any endeavor and you do it half-heartedly, you're self-sabotaging. So, I want you to remember, resilience requires that I first have to believe in what I'm about to do or what I'm doing, and then I would give it everything that it takes. I would sacrifice my time. I would sacrifice my resources. I will sacrifice my ego. I will sacrifice my pride. I will sacrifice my convenience for it to get done. Last night, I was sharing in my post this morning, I usually hold classes. I'm a student of a program online, and our classes hold between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. And last night, my internet was shitty. It was messing up big time. And for every time it went off, I moved to another internet. I kept going to and fro. And my facilitator said, Sam, I've noticed you're very resilient. And honestly, that feedback was inspiring. But it was not new to me, because I have seen over the years that I don't easily give up on what I believe in. And I notice it is a major ingredient for anyone who is going to deliver purpose in life. Whether you're an employee, or you're a business owner, or you are anything, if you believe in something, give it everything you've got. No doubts, no second mind. The book of James says, he that goes into something with a wavering mind, you cannot get anything out of it. It means that if your mind is here and is here, you cannot get either. You must put your mind in one place and give it everything that it deserves. I want you to understand that very clearly. So let me articulate my point. I'll give you 5 things you must do to be full of grit and resilience. 5 things. Number 1, know exactly what you want. Know exactly what you want. Now, What this means is you need to do a lot of assessments if possible. Get feedback from the people you have been with way back. I've told you this story before. One day I met a primary school colleague, classmate, whom I didn't recognize. She recognized me and she asked me what I'm doing, and I said I'm a life coach. And she said, "You mean you are still doing this thing?" What that told me is that since from primary school I was showing potentials for what I am doing now, I did not know. So sometimes you need to encounter your classmates and friends and neighbors and parents and siblings from way back. They'll give you an idea what you really have always wanted. That which you always wanted is what you really want to do. Go back to it. Number 2, know what you don't want. Sometimes we think we want something, but we are not sure. But if you know what you don't want, it is easier to know what you want. If you know what you don't want, you can easily manage what you want. So, I strongly recommend, number 1, know exactly what you want. Number 2, know what you don't want. Because when you know what you don't want, it can help you concentrate. If you don't want a thing, if you don't want an activity, if you don't want a result, if you don't want an engagement, if you don't want anything, if you don't want a particular thing, it helps you clarify and focus and channel your resources in the direction that you really need to focus on. So, number 1, know what you want, exactly what you want. Do a lot of assessments, relate with people that have been in your life from way back, ask questions, take feedback. You need to grow capacity for feedback, especially constructive feedback, so that you're able to clarify what you want. Number 2, understand what you don't want, because in knowing what you don't want, you can channel your resources appropriately, and you're not just wasting resources and time. There's no time. There's no place for wastefulness. There's no place for indolence. There's no place for redundancy. Understand what you don't want and focus your energies where you want. Pastor Godwin, thank you for joining this video. I really appreciate seeing you online, so thank you. Number 3, create a functional ritual for resilience. Create a functional ritual for resilience. It is an absence of ritual that makes you back out. It's an absence of ritual that makes you crack. It's an absence of ritual that makes you fail. It's an absence of ritual that makes you become tired, makes you become bored, makes you become worn out. Create a ritual that will enhance your resilience. And what does this mean? It could mean that every 6 a.m. I must do this. Every 9 a.m. I must do this. Every once in a week I must meet so person. Every once in a month I must read so book. There has to be a cycle, a routine that you engage in that makes you resilient. Resilience does not just land on you, doesn't just come on you like a garment. Resilience is an attitude, and you must create a ritual. A ritual here, make una notice, I say make una go babalao. A ritual here means something you must do every time, a frequency of routine that you must do to enhance your resilience. If you want to be resilient, you must create a ritual. Robin Sharma says every 5 a.m. he goes for his fitness exercise. When he comes back at 5:30, he takes notes of the new words and thoughts that he gathered while he was doing his fitness routine, and then he goes on for breakfast. That's a routine. You must create a routine, a ritual that enhances your resilience. Number 4, pay attention to your vulnerable spots. Sometimes we live in self-denial. And because we live in self-denial, there are moments when we need to tweak what we think. There are moments when we need to see things from another view. There are moments when we actually need to pause to reconsider and replan. There are moments when you need to re-strategize. But if you're not paying attention to the vulnerable spots, one day you become overwhelmed. One day you become frustrated. One day you become tired. One day you just throw in the towel. So pay attention to your vulnerable spots. Very, very important. And number 5, redefine your thoughts. Remap your thoughts. I tell you honestly, like we were taught in NLP, nothing has any meaning unless the meaning you give it. Nothing. Nothing has any meaning unless the meaning you give it. So, when you think you cannot sustain something, it is true already. When you think you don't have the capacity, it is true already. When you think something is not your turf, It is true already. When you think, no, this is too much, I cannot take it any longer, it is already true. When you think, oh no, this happens every time, I'm not cut out for this kind of thing, it is true already. You need to redefine what you tell yourself. And in redefining, you're able to redress your perspective. You need to be able to pay attention to the meanings you give words and behaviors, the meaning you give words and patterns. When you hear a word like, this is frustrating, how you interpret frustrating can determine whether you will go on or not. I personally see frustrating as challenging. I see frustrating as, okay, I need time to think through and understand how to handle this. Someone else will see frustrating as no-go area. Someone else will see frustrating as being choked to the throat, like you're dying. You need to understand how to see and define words, because with the definition you give words will determine your outcomes. And these are the things I want you to remember today. Your resilience will open doors for you. Have you seen a man that is gifted and talented and diligent? That man will go far. Doors will open for him. He will stand before kings. He will not stand before mere men. That's what the scripture says, right? But if that man is talented and gifted, but he does not stay on the course of his talent and gift, he will not see any big man. He will not stand before any king. He will stand before mere men. Not because he was not talented, but because he was not resilient. I want you to know this. There is no one in scripture who was not resilient to the last moment. Is it Moses? Is it Joshua? Is it Father Abraham? Is it Jacob? Who do you want to name? Is it David? Is it Solomon, who was even laid back at a point but picked up speed? No one of them had it easy. So irrespective of your talent, if you cannot stay on course and pursue it to a logical end with resilience and grit, forget it. You will not birth to the destination. So please, let's share this video. And if you are gracious enough, please share the 5 points I have just talked about. How to be resilient and gritty. If you're resilient, your name will be heard. This I know. I want to invite you to sign up to be at our conference that is holding in May. Please go on to bcpconference.org and read up information about the conference, and you'll be glad you did. Thank you for joining this video. I'll come again your way very soon. Please don't forget to share it. Don't forget to drop a comment. Don't forget to rewrite what I've said. Don't forget to invite everyone around you. God bless you.